really throughout my career, I feel like I've had the privilege of serving in various capacities across large, often development institutions. At the Inter-American Development Bank, I had a number of roles. I was there 20 years. So I was an operations specialist, a senior investment officer. I advised an executive vice president on social and environmental policy. And I ultimately led the bank's impact investing portfolio. And, I have to say, all of those experiences really reinforced that when deployed strategically, development finance really has the power to unlock and catalyze private investment. I left the IDB at the end of 2017, the first Trump administration. And in 2018, I was invited to lead the initiative at UNDP that you mentioned, Lori, in the beginning. So I launched SDG Impact, where we work to develop standards and guidance that really to help investors and companies embed sustainability into their core decision making and to help define what it meant to be to invest in the SDGs in a much more credible and consistent way. So I worked with experts across the globe, including many from the Global Steering Group for Impact, where I am now, to really drive uptake for SDG enabling standards and market intelligence that we had developed that tried to identify investment opportunities that were very aligned to sustainable development goals. And, it was exciting. And although the US had withdrawn from the global stage with the first Trump presidency, the Sustainable Development Goals had gained global recognition and were absolutely framing business and financing strategies. But in January of 21, I was invited to be a Biden appointee, and I was excited to join the US International Development Finance Corporation. It was really an opportunity, we all felt, to build a new development finance institution. And for me, it was a chance to bring, my experience from the UN and from the IDB to bear at a US development finance institution and to try to build a state-of-the-art policy team that, would really pick and choose from the best comparator organizations to stand up environmental and social risk department, an impact management team, an evaluation team, and a technical assistance team. So in less than 3 years, DFC had really doubled in size, and the policy department that I was leading had tripled in size. So we really dug in. And, this role really brought home, I think, the importance of embedding impact considerations throughout the investment life cycle and how risk, return, and impact really should work together. DFC was absolutely designed to be more risk tolerant and more developmental than its predecessor organization, the Overseas Private Investment Corporation. And, despite a really robust toolkit and a large funding envelope, changing gears was not easy. Staff performance incentives continued to emphasize profitability and very high dollar volumes rather than really rewarding impact. And although there was a sense of urgency to demonstrate the relevance and the importance of a new US DFI, deploying capital quickly was challenging, and partly because there was, often limited investment-ready projects. DFC did not have staff on the ground. And there was also, a very complex governance structure. I realized working at an MDB, when you have multiple shareholders, management is able to really set and guide strategy. And I found working at a US development finance institution with only one shareholder, there was often a lack of strategic agreement among management, the board, and then congressional authorizers. So by the close of the last fiscal year, which was September 2024, I was ready to pivot. Thinking that the groundwork had been laid at DFC, and I was really excited for a new challenge. And, GSG Impact was looking for a new CEO, so it seemed to be a great fit. I think if you spent a lot of time in your career deploying capital for impact, GSG Impact actually offers an opportunity to start to shape the systems and the policies that enable that capital to flow ideally at scale. And just in case any of you are not familiar with GSG Impact, we are a global not-for-profit organization that was established in 2015, really as a successor to the G8 Social Impact Task Force that was created under the UK presidency. And our mission is to build impact economies across the globe and to really create the right infrastructure and incentives for capital to flow for impact. And we work to foster networks, policies, and practices, always trying to align capital with the achievement of the SDGs. And we do this really by creating and then accrediting and supporting national impact institutions, which we call the GSG National Partners. So today we're responsible for 41 national partners. It's about 2/3 of the global population. And for me, this was really a chance to go a bit more upstream and to start to help to shape the enabling environments that I hope others start to invest in.